Before the video begins, I'd just like to clarify that this is not a tutorial video. I will not be showing you how to make 1 billion coins every day because if I was, I'd start to question if I really am Jesus. I don't want to be misleading or accidentally clickbait anyone, so if you're here looking for a method that can consistently make you 1 billion coins a day, stop. It's not gonna happen. This video will cover how I personally made 1 billion coins in less than 24 hours, primarily due to the update that came to Skyblock last week, which revamped the Floor 7 boss fight and introduced bosses Maxor, Storm, and Goldor, who accompany Necron on the highest floor of the Catacombs. So on the day where the admins were working on pushing out the new Floor 7 that no one knew was even coming, I was studying for my calculus exam that would be taking place that same night. My Perm's Discord was brimming with activity, and we were hoping for Master Mode 7, and pumped that Catacombs levels would potentially be able to go up over 50. Everything was calm until I got a particular set of messages from Nez. From first glance, this doesn't seem like that big of an issue. It was a simple bug that made it so Necron Armor, when crafted, wouldn't get its classic red and orange color, and instead would retain the pure black color of the Wither Armor it was crafted from. But diving deeper, you'll realize just how huge this was. Up until that day, there existed only 2 sets of pure black colored Necron, sets with the hex code 000, and one of them was bound to the account of Refraction, one of the biggest Skyblock YouTubers. This Black Necron Armor was incredibly valuable, to the point where one of its owners was offered $5,000 US, which they denied. This applied to the other Wither Armor variants, Storm, Maxor, and Goldor, just not to the scale Necron Armor was. And yet now, any Wither Armor crafted would be black, completely identical to the rarest sets in the game. And as soon as I caught wind of this information, I threw aside my calculus to log on to Skyblock. I'm sorry, Professor Chen, but this was way more important than your exam. And the Skyblock I logged onto seemed like a whole different world. Hello, it's me, Good Guy Kev, interrupting your Good Guy Kev viewing experience. If you find my videos to be at least mediocre, you can always subscribe. If you don't like my content, then don't subscribe. That's kind of how it works. Anyways, back to Good Guy Kev. Oh wait, that's me. The first thing I did was go to the auction house to buy a full set of Wither Armor so I could test this myself, and maybe even snag a few extra sets for my friends who weren't online at the time. And I was in shock at what I discovered. Wither boots, which usually go for around 1.5 million coins, were 35 million coins a pair and climbing. Leggings were a similar story, usually around 6 mil. During this time they had risen to nearly 50 million coins. And Wither chestplates, typically around 16 million coins, were sitting comfortably above 150 million coins. Seeing all this made me realize something else. To craft Wither Armor into Necron, Storm, Maxor, or Goldor Armor, you need fragments dropped by giants on floor 7. That means everyone was buying these fragments as quickly as possible. And that was the moment I realized I struck gold. You see, for the last 2 weeks, I had been working on another video, which I'm just gonna spoil now. I was planning on making a video where I did 1,000 frag runs, and at this point, I was a little under halfway done with the runs. Because of this video, I had been hoarding 3 chestfuls of fragments from the giants. I had more than an entire double chest full of Diamante handles, which were already worth a decent amount, about 50 million coins. I also had similar amounts of laser eyes, Bigfoot lassos, and jolly pink rocks. Now, normally, I would instantly sell these materials after each session of frag running, but since this was for a video, I had collected a substantial amount of them. Let me put this situation into scale for you. Normally, Diamante handles are worth about 800k each. During this hour, they could sell for up to 7 million coins. Laser eyes, which typically go for about 1 million coins for a stock of 8, were now selling for 13 million for the same amount. It was a similar story for Bigfoot lassos. Jolly pink rocks are typically worthless. In fact, they're so worthless that some frag runners completely skip them. But during this time, they were still kind of worthless. They rose a bit for like 5 minutes before dropping back down because not that many people really cared about Black Goldor. But it took me about half a second to realize what I had to do. The bug that allowed for the creation of the Black Wither Armor variants was active for about 45 minutes before it was patched, and that was more than enough time to sell every last one of my giant fragments. When everything was said and done, I had made more than 450 million coins. When during normal stances, everything probably would have made me about 90 million coins. That means I had made 5 times what I normally would have made from the same amount of work. After that, I went back to studying for my exam, and in the evening, on my way to fail this particular exam, I was informed that Master Mode 7 would be coming to Skyblock that very night, and that Floor 7 had received major changes. So as soon as I got back, I booted up my stream and played the new Floor 7 for the first time. Everything seemed normal until the boss. I got it.
Oh, I'll go. What do I want?
I'll go for.
Wait,
Wait,
yeah.
you're joking.
Yeah.
You're joking.
Yeah.
What?
Guys, yeah.
You're joking.
I hate this.
That was when I found out that all the tactics and cheeses a majority of players used were now impossible. No more stalking through gates, no more terminal skipping, even up crushing had changed. The crystal phase had to be done twice, and the same applied for crushing in phase 2. That night, I cried myself to sleep, knowing that the floor 7 I knew and loved was gone forever. The feelings surging through me on that evening can be comparable to that of a lost lover, coming to the realization that all the happiness, all the laughs, all the little moments were never going to occur again. He wants so badly to be able to appreciate that all of it even happened. However unlikely it was, he had experienced love. Even if all of that was a small spark in the grand scale of time, a rapid gleam of light, it was there. And yet, the pain was too much to bear. Not that I know, of course. A new Floor 7 meant new content for me to make videos on, and one of the first thing I wanted to do was a Floor 7 guide. I had already previously done a guide on Floors 1 to 6, and I had always planned on making another one specifically for Floor 7. Luckily I didn't, because it would have been outdated literally the next day, kind of like Powliner's tank guide. I want everyone to laugh at Powliner in the comments section. Although I wanted to get it out as soon as possible, I didn't want to make the guide too early. You got all these YouTubers making the new Floor 7 guides on the day of release, but I wanted to wait for the new tactics to develop. I also feel like the guides would be most informational if I had played a lot of F7 myself. Obviously, a guide made on the first day is going to have little to no information that isn't going to become outdated immediately. And so, on the day after release, I played a lot of Floor 7 with my perm. After each run, I found myself enjoying it more and fine-tuning my movements in the terminals phase, where speed and efficiency are more important than ever. We were finding new and better ways to run the floor, wanting to pioneer the way in which people would do Floor 7 in the future. That's why I was totally shocked when this happened. I had dropped my second Necron's handle on my 559th Floor 7 run. 270 runs after my first Necron handle drop. Like, 1.5 months ago, Necron handles were selling for close to 1 billion coins each. Now, they have dropped harder than my mother dropping me on my head as a baby, to just over 600 million coins. Still, it was about 590 million coins of profit for me, and I cannot complain considering Necron's handles are one of the rarest and most sought after drops in the game. Still not as rare as decent players in Party Finder though. With the profits from my handle drop and the money I made from selling all my frags, I made a total of 1.05 billion coins. And all in less than 24 hours. A majority of this was due to the insane amount of luck. I was lucky enough that I just so happened to be making a video on frag running when this bug occurred, and it just so happened that I had a calculus exam that very night, which led to the cancellation of my calculus class, which also just happened to occur at the exact same time this bug was in place. Thanks again, Professor Chen. And of course, the handle is a major RNG drop, so it was a simple stroke of luck that led to all of this. Now the question is, will these 1 billion coins continue to enable me to make incredibly stupid financial decisions? The answer is definitely.